got a lot of stuff that you're doing now that I want to make sure we speak on as well as other stuff. But you're doing concerts, you're doing music still. As your career evolved, how did you? A lot of people aren't able to sustain a career from the 80s till the 2020s. What has enabled you to be able to do that so well, do you think?
Well, first of all, don't talk to nobody's girlfriend, nobody's girl that your man's like. Don't borrow without giving back. I don't even borrow, and I just don't lie. And I'm a people person. When I see somebody, even if they're at their worst or best, I give them a little, "What's up? How you doing? I hope everything goes well," and keep it pushing. So the best guys in LA and the worst guys, they say I'm associated with them. Because of the culture. I've been in it, so they want to talk to me about certain things, in my lifestyle. Some guys have pushed up on me. I'm not going to say I'm Superman in Los Angeles, but I diffuse that quickly with my eyes. You know what I mean? And I work out too. So, it's like I make sure that I'm standing tall on 10 toes and looking dead at somebody's eyes and making sure that letting them know that, it's me. I'm not the one if they want to go left. So we're cool. As I always say, history is no mystery. I'm from another place. I came here wanting to have a good time, and I'm not a small dude. I'm not an NBA size, but I'm 6'1", 210. At my worst, I like to be 200, but I just, it's cool. It's chilling.
Yeah.
So.
And I also forgot to mention, chronologically speaking, the stuff that you did with Prince Whipper Whip when he had moved out here.
Yeah,
so what, and shout out to Prince Whipper Whip through Dana Dane. I got to interview him. If you haven't seen it, check out the link up there. But when he moved here and he was doing stuff with Syndicate, and he's on Ice's OG album, of course, but what made Prince Whipper Whip fall in with you guys and work so well?
We were having a mix show. We was pre-recording with Tony G and myself at K-Day. And then Whip called from San Diego. He was in Armed Forces coming to LA. So the intern picked the phone up and was like, "Whipper, what? Whip, what?" So I told the intern, "Let me pick the phone up." And from right then and there, that's when Whip and my relationship started. After crazy. That, he pulled up. We started hanging out. His ex-wife and all of us, we was just chilling, tearing up LA. And we did a record together. Got an investor. We said, "Let's do a record. It makes sense." We did a record. Just having some fun. Yeah, it's my man, Whipper Whip.
Yes, always shout out to Whipper Whip. And and you also, through, like you had mentioned with the Art of Rap that Ice did and Dr. Dre and stuff, that you work with Dre, know Dre well. So as you navigate through all these different things, I just always find it impressive that you've been able to sustain yourself in that regard. And so, one, congratulations for that. But as as you continue doing it, what, people have different motivations. What drives you? What is something that makes you want to keep doing this instead of just retiring or moving somewhere and leaving the game?
This is a culture I could still wear my baseball hat and a chain at my age and be cool and not trying to seem as if I'm trying to be an old young guy, first off. And it's a culture. This is what I grew up on. This is what I know. Other people are doctors. They went to school to be mechanics, but my school is the streets. So I've learned that from being cool with everybody. And my motivation is those that are coming up, that listen. If they listen and coming up, we could teach them more things. They can understand how to run and own a business. So there's a lot of them around us. And I just like seeing people learn, because I'm not going to be around here forever. So when I'm not here, they can recognize that they can do the same thing I'm doing. We do school tours and a lot of stuff like that for a reason. No, a lot of money in school tours, but there's a lot of teaching and educating a lot of kids. You know what I mean? So, and it's hard for older people to be around kids or what have you. So I do it through entertainment and throw young talent in there so I could teach them and teach them to not make the mistakes that we made, because we already made them. The ones that don't listen, they basically come back and say, I understand now, but sometimes it can be too late. So my thing is just motivating people. Just keep going, I got kids too, so I want them to, reap the fruits that I laid down so they can teach within what they do, so
and
that's what that is.
One thing that I know too, with you, with working with artists and artists with different backgrounds and different things too, that I've always admired, and with Ice, is that there's always a sense of knowledge and wisdom. And Ice talks about the lethal weapon being the mind and speaking to people that are incarcerated, all these different things. And you and I have talked about this a little bit outside of interviews, but why do you think that that's difficult for people to do and grasp and to participate in the modern era?
Ask that question one more time. Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying, like, why is it seem harder for people today to give back where that's something that's natural for others? Seems like we've lost a little bit of that as time has gone on.
I mean, I couldn't even answer that. It's just totally different. I understand what's going on in a sense as far as changes, because when we were young, they looked at us as being crazy from wearing the clothes the way we wore our clothes and the way we was dancing on a break dance, and they thought we were retarded. So today we looking at them crazy, and it's pretty insane. You know, we cannot turn our eyes for people dying within this culture. It's crazy how people are losing lives, you know, so banging online, that doesn't make no sense. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's for sure.
So it's getting hot out. It's getting hot out here. I'm answering some of these questions sideways, so I'm barely hearing.
It's all good. But before we go, Henji, what should people be looking out for you now that you're working on, or how can they get in touch with you?
FinalLevelMusic.com is the website. Art of Rap Latino is the brand that I'm putting together. Final Level Music, we have a few artists. Fetty DeMarco, we're putting him out to take over Los Angeles, of course. He's Tookie Williams' nephew. He's out of Imperial Plus Projects. He's IC protege. We got Daniel Peter. He's a white kid with a lot of soul. Look out for him. He's a musician. He's dope. We got skills, urban skills. We got M. Taylor from Detroit. M. is hot. He can sing and he can rap. You know, he's dope. Very talented. We got Six Easy from the Midwest. He's dope. We got that Midwest swag. And we got Namek. Namek is from San Gabriel Valley, and Namek is hot. He got a EP, 3 songs produced by Battle Cat featuring Nate Dogg's son, Inhale, and West Coast Creations. Peace to them. They put the record together with us. And Art of Rap Latino. It's like the Art of Rap, but with a different style. We're going to be interviewing and talking to a lot of the Latino influence rappers. They don't have to be speaking Spanish, but at least they got of Spanish heritage in a sense, the rappers. But we're going to talk to the other rappers that's don't have anything to do with the culture of Latinos, but basically have a Latino following, like the DJ Quicks, like the Ice-T's, the Ice Cubes. You know, the Latinos are a big community of what goes to our concerts today. Like the concert you was at, the original Gangster party was the majority Latino, so they're supporters of us. So it's just a Latino art of rap, but the concert type situation, the docu-series in a sense, and merchandise. So that and Final Level Music is that what I'm working on right now. So, and setting Ice up with stuff because of that concert we had, you know, it became successful. So I'm doing quite a few other things with Ice that you guys will be checking out. So I'm all excited.
Well, there it is. Well, Henji, really.
And another thing, I'm sorry, there's a song that Dr. Dre has for his biopic, for the Marvin Gaye biopic that he's doing, that M. Taylor did, that I'm excited because they're shooting the movie now. Hopefully Ice will, hopefully Dre, you know, we're going to get together and discuss that. Hopefully it'll be one of his theme songs. He liked it a lot when we presented it to him. So it's called Thank Y'all, Dr. Dre, for his biopic. And there's a lot of other stuff that's we need another hour to talk about. So we'll do another interview, you know, that we're doing.
Well, I look forward to it, NG. Well, thanks as always, man. I appreciate it.
My man. So we'll talk. Find me at HENGEE Garcia, World Wide Web, HENGEE Garcia. That's what's up.
And I want you to listen real close to me. I'm going to ask you some real simple questions, and I want some real simple answers. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
You said that you couldn't have possibly been at the crime scene at 11:15 because you were in the bookstore buying my audio book and my hardcover book at 11:15 when the crime scene occurred in Soren's book.
The history of gangster rap.
So you couldn't have been at the crime scene because you were buying the books.
Right. At 11:15, I was at the bookstore at 11:15, and when I bought the books and accidentally left them at the store.
So at 11:15, you couldn't have been at the crime scene because you were buying books, right?
At 11:15, when I was leaving, it was some people coming in, and I forgot to grab.
But you don't remember who
what they look
people,
like.
what they look like or nothing, right?
No.
So, at 12:15, you in the bookstore buying my audio book and hardcover book and Soren's book at 12:15. So you couldn't have been at the scene because you were buying the books, right?
Yeah, at 12, exactly, at 12:15 exactly, I was at the bookstore.
Now you see. You know you done fucked up.
What you mean?
First you said you were at the bookstore at 11:15, and then you said it was 12:15. You know you done fucked up, man.
He fucked up.
Yeah, he fucked up. He fucked up.
Man, you confusing me, man.
So, you get my book, my audio book, 40 years, and Soren's book, History of Gangster Rap, and if you don't, you know you done fucked up, right?
Man, the more those cops ask me questions, the more I wish I bought the motherfucking books.